Hi, this is Michelle with She Lit the Way, and I am back for another pick a card reading. And today we have 3 piles. The question is, why hasn't he asked me to marry him yet? So we have the first pile is Botswana Agate. Orange Citrine is pile number 2. And Red Jasper is pile number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Why hasn't he asked me to marry him yet? So let's go with pile number 1. We have hope, reflection, healing, freedom, thought, and listening. Okay, you can see this okay? So I feel with pile number 1, why he hasn't asked you to marry him yet. There's like a couple stories coming in, so keep in mind this is a general reading. He sees you as very, very independent, very strong. We'll go with the freedom card. So you're one of those free spirits, and maybe also you've come out of a relationship and you still might be a little bit damaged from that, and he may not want to marry you until you process that and heal from it, and you may be still in the reflection stage of it. There is hope for him wanting to marry you, but he sees you doing this. He sees you going within. He sees you not being 100% for sure on what you want to do. And it's almost like you're not facing your feelings. You're turned away from the mirror. And keep in mind, a person that loves you can see all of this. He probably feels as though, you need to heal. You need to put things in proper perspective. Now, maybe you got divorced a year ago, but maybe you continue to talk or bring up your thoughts that you're processing, and maybe you're doing it in front of him and saying particular things that are making him feel as though, you aren't ready to, make that commitment with someone else. Maybe he feels like you're still raw. Yeah, I feel like he is listening to every word you say. I feel like he's watching your movements, watching your expressions. He's a very observant person, and he wants to be 100% sure that the person that he marries is 100% in on the marriage also. So he wants someone that can give as much as he can give freely. Okay, so for pile number 1, why hasn't he asked me to marry him yet? Like I said, I think there's hope, but you're still processing. You're still saying things. You're still reflecting. You're still emanating that energy, whether it's an angry energy at times, or he's not feeling 100% for sure to ask you because he can see you are not 100%. So I say for sure, once you process, I truly believe, he's a very observant person. He'll know when the time is right. So I think, yes, he will ask you to marry him, but it'll be a little while. It'll be down the road. Okay, so that is it for pile number 1. Let's go on to pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2. Why hasn't he asked me to marry him yet? We have nature, surrender, celebration, shadow self, sanctuary, and trust. Okay, so pile number 2, why hasn't he asked you to marry him yet? So the overall feeling that I'm getting from this is like someone who does missionary work, someone who is in the military, someone who is away. Maybe this is a doctor that is like gone all the time. Someone that is gone. Yeah. They are gone. So, with this pile, I believe he will ask you to marry him. Time is keeping you guys apart. His commitments elsewhere, not commitments to another person or another life or anything like that, but his actual job, career, and it consumes him. So it's there, the celebration is there, the love, the commitment, everything is there. It's just, he's gone. He's gone overseas. This is something that you're having a hard time dealing with, and you are trying to surrender to the situation because you know that there's nothing that you guys can do right now. So it's like you're not okay with it because you want more than anything to be married to him and spend the rest of your life with him, but he can't rightfully, marry you until he's like in town. Yeah, with nature, I'm really feeling like a foreign country. Gone just where, even a jungle, even a desert, it just feels like overseas. This has given you a lot of time to reflect, and it's truly something that you are hoping and wishing for, and it'll happen. It will happen. You have the trust card. So even though you're all by yourself at this time, you trust and believe in the future that you guys have together. So for him not asking you to like rush off and get married, it may happen one day when he's back in town. And it looks like you're going to be prepared for it mentally. So it's there for you guys. Yep, so for pile number 2, why hasn't he asked me to marry him yet? So I'm going to say, he just wants to do it the proper way. He actually wants to be in town. He wants to get down on bended knee, all of that good stuff. And it's just, he is away and he wants to be with you in a more permanent way. Okay, that's it for reading number 2. And we have reading number 3, the red jasper. We have compassion. The question is, why hasn't he asked me to marry him yet? So compassion, ancestors, intuition, playfulness, adventure, and release. Okay, so why hasn't he asked you to marry him yet? One, I feel as though this person in general, maybe they're too young, or they feel like they're too young to get married, or they want to really, really live their life before they make that commitment. And it's like he is gauging his intuition. So when he is done, doing his thing and feeling as though he's lived his youthfulness, then he will intuitively know. And with this ancestor card, I keep getting there's someone in the family that is telling him not to get married to you. So for some, it may be he's had a child with somebody else, and maybe he just doesn't feel as though he's just ready to do that because of his daughter and because of the stage of his life that he's in. He's already had this serious relationship before, and it didn't work out, and now he has a child, and he just wants that freedom. But he also wants to love you and have the compassion for you. So I do feel as though he feels very deeply for you. It's just he has other things on his mind, and not necessarily other women, but he wants to live out his fun side, his youthful side. And like I said, I think he's probably a pretty intuitive person, and he'll just come to the conclusion. So I wonder if there's, and because this is a general reading, if there's also a parent or parents that are telling him, like, he's not that he's necessarily controlled by them, but he, like, even though, he may be in his 30s, he has parents that are telling him, you really, really, really should do this, and he actually listens to them. Or like I said, for some of you, I feel as though your man has a child or children, and his concern is for the child and that child's well-being. And like I said, he just wants to live out his freedom side first. But there's definitely feelings for you. I just don't see this one happening for quite some time. Yeah. Like a lot would have to change. Like he would literally have to change. Okay, that is it for pile number 3. And I hope you all enjoyed the readings today and the brand new cards that I have. And this is Michelle with She Lit the Way, and I will see you again soon. Thank you for watching.